Hello, people. Okay, it is Friday, I believe the 21st of June. Something like, I don't know, 9:30. A bit later, I think. Okay, for those of you of a nervous disposition, please look away, but I have to do this for the record. This is how much they made me urinate last night. Okay, you want to take about that much off for early evening peeing, but you get the picture, don't you? Now, if I didn't have the fan on, that would be up to there. Right, now that's out of the way. Like I said, how much longer do you think my body's going to put up with this? And what sort of terminal illness is it going to cause if it keeps going, because the body's not meant to put up with that. I am 55, nearly 56 years old. I have had 2.5 foot of my bowel removed. I did have an ulcerous, cancerous bowel for 26 years, So in some ways I'm stronger, but in other ways, I'm just worried, people. Right, that's that bit out of the way. Of course, last night they sprayed me again like the proverbial. They drive up and down and release it in the cars, They just come down by in batches and just release it. You might think it's not going to do a lot, but it just hangs around in the air. And if you coincide that by the vehicles that are parking up and gassing me too, it's just, don't really stand a chance. But at least I'm not in a built-up area, because that's what I've realised. Over the other side where the water tower is, it really is rancid over there. It's, I don't understand, if you're a human being, how you can stay over there. And I'm thinking that perhaps that's the reason why. This side, they can't get you as much because it's not built up, so what they can do is get you with vans parked up and cars going up and down. I don't really know how to explain the next bit, apart from the fact that it seems like, to me, what I've found out is that people, human beings, are not wanted in these sacred areas. And I think that's a good possibility why they're concentrating this gas and poison so much in these areas, because I've mentioned in my other videos, we're going through something called equatorial mass. It happens every 360,000 years, and basically our solar system, that means, our Earth, our planets, our solar system, not the universe, our solar system, is like kind of on a wave. It goes up and down to the center of our galaxy, and it happens every 360,000 years. We line up with the center of our galaxy. It's well documented by the Mayans and other ancient civilizations in the world, and that was the demise of a lot of these civilizations, this equatorial mass. Now, the Mexican Indians called it the Dark Rift, the Great Annihilator, because when you line up with the center of a galaxy, you get all the cosmic heat and energy coming from our galaxy. And yeah, I mean, one of the side effects of it is that it does creates deserts and havoc on Earth. And I suppose they call it the Great Annihilator for nothing. And that is the real reason for chemtrails, people, mainly because they know that we're in a mass extinction event, and that's what the excuse for chemtrails are. But there's a massive hidden agenda with chemtrails. They're just using this event to get away with it. There are so many other ways we could have dealt with this. And so, because we're in, some people call it galactic alignment, I suppose, equatorial mass, it's not only is it heating up everything, but it's spiritually heating up everything, okay? I believe it's ushering in the human race's ascension. Now, you've probably heard that, the human race is not alone, there are these other beings, calling, I don't want to get into that subject at the moment, but let's just say that they don't want the human race to occupy areas like this because they are well aware of how powerful these places are, like Stonehenge, Avebury, Clifton Gorge. They're all ley lines, energy points of this country, and they're very important, especially to them, because they're more sort of like, I don't like to say it, but not on a spiritual side, their bodies are more advanced. And I remember staying over the other side with the water tower side, and I couldn't handle it, people, because it was the gas and that stuff that makes you urinate all the time was being released from the houses and garages around, including the travellers. Okay, it was definitely coming from the travellers as well. Now, to me, as a human being, I can't stay there. I couldn't stay there. I rang the police. They sprayed me with so much stuff that makes you urinate, so much gas and horrible stuff, that I just stayed up all night, rang the police, said, look, somebody's spraying noxious gases around this area. I tried to hack out another night, and no word of a lie, okay? They turned it right up because I rang the police and made a complaint. You know, I'm not saying that everyone's the same in the police force. I'm just saying, you know, yeah, that hit me hard. That did. So I thought, right, I went back down to a place called Durley Road, just outside Bristol towards Cambridge, and I managed to stay there for about 3.5 months, and then they started spraying me badly down there and stalking me with, there's this bike scrambling thing coming in their camper vans and pulling up. The motorcycle instructor guy, they kept constantly going up and down, up and down, up and down past my van. I made a video about it. It's on my site. You know, they kept stalking me, and you know, the thing is, when you're being stalked, is not to allow them to gaslight you, to trigger you, because that's what they're after. It's harder, but you know, and sometimes they do get you because you just, you know, you're only human. You lose your temper, and that's what they want. You know, and I see, you know, these people jogging up and down, you know, all walks of life, no mask, not a care in the world that all this gas is being released. And I'm thinking, you know, you're not really part of the human race, are you? You know. And I've even walked by them in Clifton, Regent Street, when I first started finding out about these other, you know, beings that live alongside us. And I just remember they're releasing this big cloud of hydrochloride in Regent Street, and I've seen other people react to it. And you just turn your face sideways and want to close your eyes as you're walking because it's so horrible. And I was walking past what I thought was a crowd of people, and this guy with a beard. So I don't know what he just said. It doesn't affect us like that. And I thought, what's he on about? You know, why did he say that? Anyway, I'll leave you to work out what that means. I've had first-hand experience with, I know you're not going to believe me, and I'll swear on the Bible and do a polygraph test. I will go into it in another video, but I've had first-hand experience of how powerful, okay, these beings are. But I'll leave it there. So it seems to me that they're trying to stop human beings from being in these areas. They don't like us in these areas because we are spiritual conduits as well. You know, when we come into areas like this, we plug into the ley lines, we plug into the energy. It's a two-way street, and I believe that it messes with their program that they've got. You know, they need to keep control of all the energy points of this country, continent, world. No doubt they're doing the same in other countries. So that's what that's one of the things I think I've worked out. You know, is that there's a lot more to this. These sacred sites and places, and they are ousting, you know, human beings from these areas because we're in equatorial mass too. It's happening to us, and our bodies are changing. You know, things are becoming more vibrant and enlightened, and you know, and along comes another plane spraying hydrochloride and sulfuric acid on us. You know, with the footnote saying that it's because we're in equatorial mass and we're trying to save our atmosphere. It's not right, people. That, you know, this is a big program, and I've been campaigning against chemtrails for 12 years. And then you bump into these other subjects like You don't want to believe it. These beings called, well, I'm not going to say you work out for yourself